everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Lockbox, brought to you by the Grandon Group, Arizona's #1 brother and sister real estate team right here in beautiful Scottsdale, Cave Creek, Phoenix, Paradise Valley, Arizona. It's awesome out here. And for those of you thinking about moving here, don't, because the traffic lately has been so bad. Everybody's driving in the left lane. And so you're trying to go in the fast lane, and it's absolutely crazy. So we're down here at the studios that, for those of you that are in Arizona, know who Dave Pratt is. We're at his studios where we record, which is a fantastic place. And it took me literally like 45 minutes to get here when it normally takes me like 20. It's crazy. And I am hosted today with Stephanie Hendricks.
Hey.
VIP Mortgage, Brandon Hendricks' team, #1 in doing mortgages. I mean, you guys have really helped out the Grandon Group with a ton of mortgages. And one of the great things that we absolutely love about you guys is that we'll send you maybe a renter or somebody who wants to buy a house. And if they're not able to buy, 100% of the time you have put them on a roadmap to getting that done.
100%, right? Because those are the same people that'll tell you that time and time again, they were just turned away and never followed up on. And, you know, everyone has the ability to become a homeowner, right? So it's all about just creating that roadmap and walking them through it. Yeah, the team they're cream of the crop, aren't they?
Oh, they're fantastic.
Yeah.
You've got a great team. Everybody knows what they have to do. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, that's the goal. It's to get people to buy homes.
Absolutely.
So would you agree, like we talked about in some of the earlier episodes, every area of Arizona has a different personality?
It does. I love that we were talking about that earlier in another episode. It really does. It's so unique. There's something for everyone if you're moving from out of state.
No, it is. I mean, if you want to golf, we can get you on a golf course. If you want horse property. There's some people that like to pull into their garage and shut it and get inside. We can even find you an area like that.
I know, right? Well, that's like summer here.
So one of the areas that the Grandon Group, Arizona's #1 brother and sister real estate team, and the Hendricks team like to promote is a community out in the East Valley. So the East Valley is totally different than the West Valley. Mm-hmm. And so, but today I want to kind of just give a little bit of a shout out to Eastmark over in the East Valley. Mm-hmm. And this community is fantastic. There's several different builders. It's not like a little community. It's like a master plan community. Mm-hmm. The place is just phenomenal. It's the when you talk about family living, this is the place.
So where is Eastmark? Is that Scottsdale? Where
no,
is it?
It's like East Mesa.
East Mesa. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it used to be all dirt. The proving grounds were out there where they used to drive the mm-hmm. cars when they were testing them out. And we just so happened to have somebody from the East Valley with us today. SHELLI Richardson Boggs.
Yes.
3 names.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
SHELLI Boggs. But Richardson, because I'm from Arizona.
Yes,
went to high school, graduated. People that I grew up with know me, SHELLI Richardson. So
she, like myself, is a true Arizona native. Stephanie's almost a native.
I mean, I can't really be a native anywhere else because I've been here since I was 3. So can we just adopt me?
I'll adopt you.
Okay. All right. So we're going to call me a native. My husband's a native, so I get points on that end.
Okay, good. Yeah.
So all 3 of us have seen this town grow, especially you growing up in the East Valley.
Yes.
You have seen it go from cotton fields,
oh yes,
cattle farms.
Growing up in Mesa, if you went, and I was like Stapley area, if you went just a little east to Val Vista, it was orange groves.
Mm-hmm. Oh, tons of oranges.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And I think there was like desert parties at Ellsworth, probably at Eastmark, where Eastmark is now.
Yep, absolutely. And that thing just keeps growing.
Oh, it's awesome.
And so the East Valley also has that new park going in too in January, I believe. It's the where they're doing volleyball and baseball.
Yes. I don't remember the name of it, but all of those parks, there's parks going up everywhere out that way.
So with everything going on, the booming out here in the valley, the East Valley is one of the fastest growing areas probably in the country.
Oh, I didn't know that. I can see it.
I
feel it when I'm driving.
So, because where you're at in the West Valley, Steph, is, I mean, it's growing out. I mean, all you can do is keep going west till you get to California.
Right. I know. Are we almost there yet? I don't know. I feel like, though, because I'm Northwest Valley and then Mesa's Southeast Valley, so we're kind of diagonal from one another. But I feel like those are the 2 super hot areas in the valley where you're just seeing massive expansion and building.
It's crazy.
A lot to be excited about.
So, Steph, you have children. I have a couple kids, and one of the important things people move to Arizona for are schools, right? And we've got some great schools here. Mm-hmm. But in order to keep them great, you got to stay on top of them, right?
Yes.
You got to stay on the school boards and the superintendents. And it just so happens that, SHELLI, you are a board member for East Valley Institute of Technology.
Correct.
What is that?
EVIT is EVIT for short, right? It is a high school. It's a trade school for high school students. So they will go to their high school for half a day and get their core classes, and then they get bussed over to EVIT, and they learn a trade.
That's fantastic, and that's what we need these days.
Yeah, and it has anything from like welding, culinary, cosmetology. We have aviation. We're actually building. We have two main campuses. There's one out on Power Road, and we're building onto it because of the growth out there. We're going to have a hangar, and we're going to incorporate a welding program teaching students how to weld airplane parts.
That is fascinating. I'm so glad you expanded on that, Shelly, because I was thinking technology. So I was ready to ask you, okay, so you're a trade school for, and people that might want to be engineers or coding or stuff like that. But no, you're saying culinary, cosmetology, like there's a whole bunch of things going in there.
Trades, all the construction. We have criminal justice. We have firefighting program, fire science.
So is it public?
It's a public school.
So
if you own a home, and there's 11 sending school districts, so from Combs High School to Santan Valley, all the way into Cave Creek. If you own a home there, you pay for EVIT. And I think it's like maybe $2 or $3 per home, but there's a lot of homes.
So are you seeing a lot of kids now foregoing college and going into a trade?
I see that more. If a lot of the students at EVIT, when they graduate, the majority of them will go into a college and learn and earn a degree, but they leave EVIT with a certification or some kind of portfolio that allows them to go straight into whatever trade they concentrated on.
Mm-hmm. And you're seeing this grow year over year. How long have you guys been in existence?
Oh my
EVIT?
gosh. EVIT. Well, I taught there for 10 years, and I think it was around 20 years before that. So.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You look so young.
I do.
You do.
Thank you. That's very nice. I'm not young.
So this is, and now economic impact, this has a huge economic impact for the East Valley.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We have new corporations coming into the East Valley, moving in there and building, and so it's the opportunity for students to go into these new businesses and have jobs it's awesome.
No, that's great. So Steph, with everything going on these days with the schools, it's great to have a school that actually focuses on the kids.
Right. Oh yeah. We opened August 17th, and we've never closed down. They have it because it's a trade. Like, how do you teach welding online?
Well,
right.
You can't,
You
and
can't.
the welders didn't stay home, right?
Right.
They had to keep welding, so
Right.
it makes sense you would stay open.
And that was part of an argument was, if the essential businesses are open, that's what we're teaching at EVIT, and so we have not closed down. And we get to have a graduation next week.
No, that's fantastic.
awesome.
In person at Sloan Field, where the Cubs play.
So growing up in the East Valley, because we'd go out there for horseback riding or whatever when we were growing up, there used to be nothing out there.
Oh yeah, no.
I mean, there's thousands and thousands of homes. Who's moving out there? Are you seeing more people just from Arizona moving over there or out of state?
I live in Queen Creek, and when I moved out there was about close to 18 years ago. There was only a street light that swung from a cord, and we're getting a Costco. So that's the big.
You've made it.
Yes,
You've
yes.
made it when you get a Costco.
All I wanted was a grocery store because it was a 45-minute drive to a grocery store. So, but a lot of people from the East Valley, where it was, the development was older, moved out there. Then now we see a lot of people coming in from California. Lots of California transplants.
And a lot of new businesses opening up.
Businesses opening up. Yep.
So people love these. We get the calls, and obviously we send them to the Hendricks team at VIP Mortgage.
Thanks for the plug, Jason.
Yeah, you're welcome. And so we get a lot of people that ask about the East Valley. They'll come in, and it's a totally different personality than the West Valley. Yeah. And so obviously, with rules and stuff, we have to be careful how we present that.
Right.
But the East Valley is not, it's a drive these days too.
To the East Valley?
To the East Valley. I mean, the East Valley is huge.
Oh, yes, it is. It's expanded a lot. I am not super familiar with the West Side, even living here my whole life. I've been stuck in the East Valley, but it's grown so much that you could still get lost in the East Valley.
No, you can. Well, so tell the people about the East Valley Institute of Technology, EVIT. Because, I mean, this is a really big deal for the East Valley, especially it's a big deal for the schools and everything going on. Some will argue that kids aren't learning things like they should in school. So where does the East Valley Institute come in?
Oh, my gosh. EVIT provides an opportunity for these kids that have been focused on their passion, something they're very passionate about. And they do 2 years. When they complete, like I said, they leave with a certification and they can go straight into a job with that certification or a portfolio, depending on what the requirements are. A lot of the programs we have are in a partnership with Mesa Community College or the Maricopa County community colleges, and the kids can leave EVIT and continue on to maybe get a business degree in whatever trade that they had learned also. Gosh, I have statistics here because I'll never remember them, but our graduate, let's see, this is very cool about EVIT. This is brand new stuff that we've just been talking about. EVIT offers a program, a GED program, for kids who obviously didn't finish high school.
Right.
They can go in, they can get their GED, and then also learn the trade. We are also focusing some attention on the foster care system. I'm not sure if you guys realize, but the kids in the foster care system, there's a big educational gap in that because of the moving and the moving around. And so what EVIT's offering that also is that GED, so we can help them with any I guess educational challenges they may have.
No, that's fantastic.
And then they can learn a trade, and that's like we're just starting that. I'm so excited about that.
And
That's so necessary.
Arizona has a really big foster care system, and it's actually okay compared to some of the other places. But the fact is that 18, they give them a black bag and kick them out on the streets.
Right.
So EVIT can help them out.
It will help them to see that there's more.
Yeah.
There is a future.
So I have to ask, because this is, of course, not only East Valley, as some of us refer to it here in the Valley, but we're talking Southeast Valley. So I would love to know, is there something that you guys are planning for the future? When you look to the future, do you say, hey, we want to put something up in Scottsdale, right? That's East Valley, but that's a far cry from Mesa. So do they look at Scottsdale? Do they look at Phoenix? Do they look at the West Valley? Are they wanting to expand?
There's a trade same kind of thing. It's called WestMech.
Oh, I've heard of this.
Right. So they kind of take over the west side. We've got the east side, but it kind of coordinates. Same type of thing.
Okay. Well, I hope they're doing this whole foster care thing that you guys are going after, because that's incredible.
I don't know if they are, but I know that it's been a passion for me. And as a board member there, our superintendent and I had a conversation about it, and so luckily he felt the same way. And I've worked in high schools and been around the kids who live in group homes, and got to know them and their challenges, and they get college for free. The problem is if their reading levels are low, they don't see going to college. Like, that's not even something that's in their radar, And so although it's free, they don't feel like they can accomplish it. So having EVIT step in and help them with their reading and just getting their GED, and then helping them to find their career path is just it's empowering.
You're in good company today, because Stephanie actually wrote a book called Meant for More, which is kind of self-help, right?
Yeah, it's personal development. Absolutely.
And so are you, and EVIC's high school, correct?
It's high school. Well, we have an adult program too, and we're beginning to grow that, but it started out for high school kids, so they can come from high school to their trade and learn, and it's free.
And I'll leave this to you two. I mean, how do you motivate some of these kids that just aren't motivated?
Well, I think you have to tap in. I mean, and you can elaborate on this, Shelly, but you have to find their passion, right?
Absolutely.
We all have that inner passion, but until we come across it, you have zero clue. You just think like, what's my purpose in this world? Like,
Right.
what am I going to do? And Jason, you brought up such a great point, like on the foster care side of things, to know that you have this looming 18th birthday that many kids get excited about having. For them, it's like, oh my God, that day shows up, and then what?
Right.
What do I do? That's
What
like
now?
the
Right.
worst day for them.
Yep.
So I think they have to hone in on what their passion is first, and then see if you guys offer what it is
Right.
that can help them start to go toward that.
Right. A lot of times too, when money talks, so kids, you know, you tell them like, you find your passion, you're going to get your paycheck.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and if you love what you do, then it's never really work.
Now, do you guys help kids get scholarship programs?
Oh yes, absolutely. There's a few different scholarship programs out there for kids, and I believe we have a grant program too. So if a student didn't start their junior year, they came in their senior year, they will be able to do their next year for free at no cost and finish with a certification.
No, that's great. And it's tough. I mean, I don't know about your kids. I know you have younger kids, and you have older kids, right?
I have 7 grandbabies, so I have 2 older daughters and my boy's 18.
And so isn't it funny, like every generation is something different? So I have a 15-year-old who loves the phone, sits on that thing the whole time. Then I have a 4-year-old that would probably be great. He just likes to be hands-on.
Okay.
So from a parent standpoint, how would you, well, actually, let me rephrase that. So like we were in school, and I know I'm probably older than Steph. I think you and I are close.
I think,
But, we used to have like home ec and shop class. So this kind of takes the place of what the traditional school doesn't have anymore.
Right. Also, what EVIT does, you take home ec and expand it into culinary, and it's a 2-hour session instead of maybe a 45-minute. And oh my gosh, you have to come over and see that. The culinary
The kids are
building.
hands-on. And
Oh, and the kitchen, it's amazing in there. You have to come over and see it.
So what
To get you
happens,
a
Shelly?
tour.
Let's say these kids go through this program for a couple of years. I would imagine, I mean, this should be a no-brainer, so I hope the answer is yes to this. But you guys probably have partnerships and have like job fairs that come in, and corporations, whether it's, I don't know, I'm not going to give examples, but you have places that know they can come find educated, certified kids to come work for them, right?
Absolutely. And we have
Okay.
people like knocking down the doors to get in there to
I
get in
bet.
front of the kids so that they can tell them like what you're doing here. I have a place for you when you're finished, right? We also have every program has to have an advisory board. So, and the advisory board is made up of business leaders. So they're there advising the teachers because, a lot of the teachers come from the industry. And a lot of the teachers are just there to give back. Like they've finished their career, now they want to teach and pass that on to the kids. And so they get an advisory board that keeps them up to date in the changing and how the industries are changing.
Right, because things become irrelevant in every industry, right?
Right,
Every
yep.
so many years, it's like, I know we've been teaching this, but this is no longer the way it is out in the
Right.
real world. So they probably help them change curriculum as needed.
Right. And
Okay.
and with them being industry leaders, if they come into the area, their work area, and they see that maybe there's something outdated, a lot of the businesses will be like, hey, I've got some, let me donate because that's outdated, and I've got something that we need to train them on to keep them up to speed. It's very, very helpful.
So one of the things is people move to Arizona, and this is what makes Arizona great. And this is why it's important that people get involved in different things. So you're a school board member
Right.
of this, and it's important for people. I believe, and this is actual fact, school boards and the school have a direct impact on the value of the homes and the community.
Yes.
I would agree.
Yeah, I know as a parent, I lived in Queen Creek, but a parent going into a community, the first thing I would ask is what grade your school has, what's their grade.
Absolutely. How do you not ask that question,
I don't
right?
know. Unless you're don't have any kids.
Well, if you don't have kids, correct.
Right,
But
yeah.
but otherwise, that's
Right.
super
it
important
is.
to you.
It's very
Well, and for
important.
those that don't have kids, it should be important because
That's your
there's
community.
That's your community.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly, and you're still paying tax dollars
Right.
to it.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
So no, this is great. So how can people reach out to you or get in touch with East Valley Institute of Technology?
Oh, well, they can come to the website. As a board member, I'm Shelly Boggs on there, so you can find me on the board.
All right. What's
in
the
board
website?
area. I think it's www.evit.com.
EVIT.com?
EVIT, yeah.
No, perfect,
yes,
perfect.
yes.
And
Yeah,
so,
oh my gosh, you guys, you have to come see it.
No,
You can get tours. We give tours all the time. The superintendent will give tours. There's people, employees, and then the kids, the students, while you're on your tour, the students explain to you what they're learning. So they give the presentation from their point of view. It's awesome.
I think that's great. In fact, anybody who's considering moving out here or moving to the East Valley, give us a call and stuff, and I'll shoot out there personally and do a video for you. These are the things that are important when you move to an area.
Right. I agree.
And Queen Creek's awesome, by the way. It's grown.
I love Queen Creek.
They have a Walmart and a Costco coming.
They have
right?
a Walmart. We have a Target. We have a Costco coming. We're going to get a Fry's.
Look
It's
at you.
I know it.
And you guys probably have more than one stoplight now?
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
And the one that was there is no longer swinging. It's like it's got its own poles and everything.
Oh.
And they have a huge equestrian park down there. So
Yes.
they do rodeos and fun stuff.
And we
there.
have the
Awesome.
botanical gardens too. It's very pretty out there. Yeah.
Oh,
And
a lot of
there's-
culture out there.
And there's a place out there where they had pecans. They built houses around there.
Right.
Remember?
Yeah.
Pecans.
Oh.
Yes.
I mean,
The pecans.
sounds-
The pecans.
That's a housing development. Like it's called the pecans.
the pecans, or as Jason said, the pecans.
Pecans.
The pecans?
Uh-huh.
The
The
pecans?
pecans.
The
Pecan
pecans.
pie.
and the houses are huge.
Yes, they are.
Oh.
These are not, the small ones and stuff.
No.
So it's great.
I think there's some professional baseball players or retired professional baseball
It
players.
sounds a little fancier when you say the pecans.
It does.
I
well.
live in the pecans.
It's like rodeo and rodeo.
Rodeo.
Right?
I'm on Rodeo Drive. I'm on rodeo.
You're right.
See, I'm outnumbered by class today, so
We had to class it up, Jason.
no, it did. Well, that's great. We're glad to have you on here, and I highly recommend anybody looking to put their kids in a trade school, check out the East Valley Institute of Technology.
Absolutely. I agree. Thank
And
you
so,
so
and
much for
then
having us.
before you go out there, you got to make sure you call our great sponsor, the Hendricks team. Steph,
Oh,
how
yeah.
can they reach out to you?
So you can go to thehendrickteam.com. You can also reach them. Why don't we just shoot out the phone number, right? 623-979-5523. Or you can always email them at hendrickteam@vipmtginc.com. They're amazing.
Or just email me and I'll get you their direct number.
Yeah, or that.
Or you could do
Okay.
that.
Or rewind and watch it again, right?
Yeah, or rewind and watch it again. So, but I might go to a rodeo this weekend while you two are at the rodeo.
I was just going to say, we're going to go to the rodeo, but maybe we'll see you there.
Hey, this has been great. Hey, I hope you guys have enjoyed our episode of the Lockbox, brought to you by the Grandon Group, Arizona's #1 brother and sister real estate team. Until next time, we'll see you guys next week. Enjoy the Lockbox.